Barakiam. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Waharakak Wadash. The honors go out to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Shalom wa Barakim to you brothers and sisters out there. Alright, this is the brother Malachi from the Great Millstone Nashville branch, doing the in-transit lesson on the way to work. Lord willing, it is edifying. I just want to touch on the topic of basically the Lord, chastising you. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and start with this. So this is Job chapter 13, verse 15. It says, though he slay me, yet will I yet will I trust in him, but I will maintain mine own ways before him. So right, we understand that life and death is issued from the Lord. We understand that health and sickness is issued from the Lord. We understand that blessings and curses are issued from the Lord. All right, as it says in Isaiah 45:7, he controls good and evil. All right, but you got to understand that as a man and woman in this faith, especially the men, the Lord he's going to slay you. Right? He's going to put you through hell in situations that's going to build you up. Right now, like the scriptures say, in the moment of you catching that hell, it's not pleasing. It's lucky if you hear wind. I don't know why the door is closed and the window is up. So that's just Satan. But Hebrews chapter 12, and I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. Put this in cruise control. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. And, a lot of times, when we're down bad and we're catching hell, we feel as if, Yahweh Shema Shai is not dealing with us. That he has forsook us and given us over to, just any and everything. Things go south, and, Jake, might be late on a bill, or you might be sick, or you might have a body problem, like an ailment, like muscle aches, or you might have car problems or whatever, and especially when it just seems like it's not ending, you're like, those demons creep in, and the Lord ain't dealing with me no more. Satan is just tearing my ass up. No, the reality is Yahweh Shema Shai is building you up. Alright, let me jump down to verse 11. It says, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Okay? So, as was stated earlier, when you find yourself in these certain predicaments, catching hell, it's not enjoyable. Or it's not enjoyable at all. And matter of fact, it can be very stressful and very uncomfortable. It can hurt. But that's actually when you learn the most. All right, when you go through stressful situations. All right, bad situations that you go through is typically where you learn the most from. All right. For example, when you were a kid, you might have touched the stove top. And shit burned like hell. So you quickly moved your finger away, and you knew, I'm never doing that again. You see, you learned a valuable lesson. But long story short, when you go through these certain things, and if you are in this faith, you will go through these things, but it's going to hit different, right? Because when you were in the world, you caught hell, because you were an Israelite and you were under the curses. But when you catch hell in this truth, it's a whole different thing. All right, and what I mean by that is you have a completely different view of it. You have a completely different way that you carry yourself while these things are happening, as opposed to when you were in the world. All right, and then in the world, it was really just judgment. All right, which chastisement is judgment as well, but that was just you being wicked. But now, especially if you're doing this work, you're doing videos, you're going to camp, you're praying, you're fasting, you're fellowshipping, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, and these things are happening to you. Why? Because it's making you better. All right, the Lord is going to try you as gold in the fire. All right, and then as apostles, the elders, and brothers have brought out, people that deal with gold, they don't take it out the furnace until they can see their image in it, until they can see their reflection in it. All right, that's the same with Yahweh Shema Shai. Once you've learned your lesson, or you acquired a certain attribute from the hell you were catching, then the Lord takes it away. But there's also certain things that just you're meant to deal with. All right, like how Apostle Paul, he said he had prayed 3 times, for that thorn to be taken out of his side. Which the thorn, was just symbolic for him catching hell, but yet it wasn't. The Lord had need of that. Okay, which really just also shows that this is bigger than you. It's not about you. All right, but it's better to catch hell now than to be destroyed in Jacob's trouble. And then not to mention in the Apocrypha, I believe in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, the Lord talks about the grape of the cluster, which is the elect. And it talks about how with great labor hath he made it perfect. What is that great labor? The time and the energy that the Lord has put into us as individuals. All right, and part of that is setting up certain trials and obstacles for us to overcome and to go through to become better men and women in the faith. All right? I'm going to get this Sirach too. I'll probably close here. I just want to put something on wax. Sirach chapter 2, I'm going to start at 1. It says, My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. And make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. All right, which as a whole nation, we're in a low estate. All right, but dealing with you as an individual, when you have your low points, whether it be in the flesh or whether it be in the spirit, you got to understand that, it's temporary. Okay, you're going to bounce back. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord, and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear, and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. All right, so ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shai has not forsook you. All right? Our nation, we forsook the Lord. All right, which is why he turned our back on us. The Lord is very long-suffering and merciful, but he's also wrathful and vengeful. You need to be mindful of that. But once again, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're sincere and genuine in this ministry, you have nothing to worry about. All right, you just got to continue to put your best foot forward and do the best that you can, man. So, Lord willing that this lesson was edifying, whatever hell you're going through, just pray on it. Do what you can to the best of your ability, and most importantly, just withstand it. Continue to persevere, endure. All right, don't give in. All right.